Yo, what is going on, everyone? Stone TNT come back at you with another video as always, and welcome to the 2025 Science Museum Show. We're here at the beautiful Broad Street Station, otherwise now known as the Science Museum of Virginia. It's about 7:45. We're getting ready to head in. The doors just opened to us, so let's go ahead and take a look at what I brought this weekend. And there it is. There's everything. Whole lot of mixed freight, literally all mixed freight. Whole case full of locomotives. Some newer cars up here at the top, which I'll be showing off later. But yeah, we're planning on doing a lot of ops, a lot of mixed freights, showing off some new cars that I got at recent train shows, and other stuff like that. So let's go ahead and bring it on inside. Well, now that we're inside, let's take a look at our layout. Here's a diagram right here I got sitting on the staging yard. I'll insert a picture of that so you guys can see it clearly. We'll start at this end, closest to the windows. We got Snake River Coal as our balloon module at this end. Then we have these modules. I think we've used these one time before. I can't remember. I believe these are part of the Central Virginia N-Track modules that we were donated sometime last year, the year before. Coming after that, we have Kaiser's Crossover, which is also the lead into our staging yard. And out here we have, I forgot what the name of this module is. I just call it the blue-green module because it takes you, well, yellow-green, takes you from yellow all the way up the back to the green. I'm not really sure what the name of it is, but then we come up to Overlook Industries. Probably going to be doing a lot of switching up in here sometime this weekend. We have the Three Rivers module, which is my favorite and definitely one of Dad's favorites. Then we have Foley's Mill, one of the most beautiful corner modules that we have. Love this one. Then we have Hilltop Shops, followed by Hilltop Yard, which I actually think I'll probably be spending most of my time at. After that, we have Brockport, New York. I don't know why we brought this one. I haven't run this one in a long time. Then we come to our final balloon module, which is Kaiserstown Loop. So yeah, a giant L-shaped layout. Not too shabby. I like all the modules that we brought. I think they all run really well. Mystery Mountain isn't here, so it's a win in my book. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the other layouts have to offer. We'll once again start over here closest to the windows. We have the... yeah, never heard of them, but they're here this year. The mountain looks pretty cool. Got our R&P high hood running. And next to them we have the Silver Rail Club. They're always here. They always have some pretty cool trains. Usually have the slot car. Oh, yeah, they do have the slot car track. It's just all the way over there. And across from them we have the River City Three Railers. I'll tell you what, these guys have a massive layout this year. I don't know how, but their layout seems to get bigger and bigger every year, and ours seems to get smaller and smaller. Then adjacent to the River City Three Railers, we have the Sailor Bob layout and the Lego layout. Seems to be a bigger layout than usual for like, oh, look at that, even got a diamond back there. That's definitely new. And we got lots of beautiful different details in here that we'll be showing off later in the weekend. Then right as you come through the main door, you have another River City Three Railer layout. Not really sure what the point of this is when they have that massive layout over there, but it's here. It's just a couple of loops, and then they have another couple of loops over there. Following that up, we have the Rappahannock River Railroaders in their caboose layout that they always bring. And last but certainly not least, we have the HO layout, the VP&C. We'll definitely be showing a lot of good, cool trains running around here later on. You can already see some building in the yard there. Well, let's go ahead and go over to our layout and start setting up our trains. Alright, so we've gone ahead and moved all of our stuff over here to the Hilltop Yard. This is probably where I'm going to be based out most of the weekend. I love being over there most of the time, but unfortunately that's where the main staging yard is and not where this little switching yard is. So I don't want to be in everyone's way. So we're just going to go ahead and set some cars up here. Probably do it off camera, and I'll show you guys what I got.
20 minutes later.
We have a comically large assortment of cars here in the yard now, taking up 3 tracks. We have our switching power, our 2 Jeep 60s, our 2 shoving platforms in case we need them. All kinds of cars. And the show is actually now open. It is about 9 o'clock now. So we are just going to get busy and we're going to just be blocking up some cars. And I don't really have a plan on what I'm building per se. I do want to run an NS Manifest later, but this is all Western Road cars and stuff like that. So we'll set something up for that later. But for now, let's just get switching. What's up, guys? Stone TNT coming at you from the studio this time. I know it's a bit weird to hear my voice during a time lapse, but I figured it was about time to up my production value, maybe add some more quality to the videos here. Give you guys just a little bit of context, a little bit more insight into what I'm actually doing during the time lapse instead of just, letting the train zoom back and forth over and over again. So make sure you guys let me know in the comment section if you guys would prefer me to keep doing these voiceovers on the time lapse, or if you don't want me to keep doing them, and I will gladly stop. I know my voice can get pretty irritating at times. But anyway, so here we are. We're blocking up our train here with our 2 Jeep 60s. It's been about 5 months, honestly, since I've recorded this. So I do not exactly remember everything I was trying to accomplish here, but I'll still try to give my best insight. So up in the back track, actually that is the main, I decided to block up some coil cars, and a little bit later on I'm going to spot those 2 auto rack cars all the way at the far end of the yard, which you guys will see just a second here. But I wanted to build kind of a UP transfer job. I wasn't really sure what I was kind of going for here, but I just put out a bunch of cars, and I kind of just wanted, just to do back and forth, just have some fun with it. So as you can see, I'm blocking up the reefers there on the furthest yard track. I ended up using that furthest yard track as a track for cars that I did not end up using on my manifest, which is what I ended up building out of all this switching. So as you can see, I've got the reefers blocked up back there. Like I mentioned, we have the auto racks now on the main. I wanted to put those cement hoppers all together on that front track, and now we're gonna go take these auto racks, there you go, you can see all the way at the far end of the yard, just putting them in one of those little spur tracks to simulate, loading and unloading. Pulled back my coil car cut so that I can make it sort of the rear of my train. Just put some of the cement hoppers back there on the coil cars. As you can see, there you go, one more cement car being put onto the middle track there. And I did have one more cement hopper that I wanted to put on there. It was on the very far yard track, but at this point, I was just kind of blocking up a couple more high cubes that I wanted to put on the train, just making it kind of look colorful, But yeah, so let me know again, guys, if you want me to keep doing this voiceover style of time-lapse, and I will keep that in mind for the next upload. But I wanted to do this just to kind of spruce things up. And so yeah, we're nearing the end of the time-lapse now. As you can see, putting a couple more tankers, grabbing that last cement car and all that stuff. So yeah, thanks guys for listening. Hope you enjoyed this voiceover, and enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, so a literal hour and a half of switching done, and we have got some kind of small train built here on the back. I don't really like it. I probably will switch a couple more cars around off camera. We got a couple of other trains running around the layout that have been running for a while now, so we're gonna get our consist ready to pull this manifest out, and then we're also gonna check out what other layouts we got going on. It's about 10:40. I'm getting pretty hungry. I might go out and get some food and come back. I'm not really sure yet, but yeah, let's just go ahead and look at some other trains. Starting on the other layouts, we'll just go around the room counterclockwise. Got a UP excursion on.
Permanent layout in the house is 16 by 12 by 16.
Moving right along, we have the Hogwarts Express, which has been benched clearly, and we got a New York Central mixed freight coming across the bridge here. Sailor Bob layout's got Thomas running around with a couple of trucks there, getting a lot of attention, of course. But it seems like almost all the crowds are over here looking at the Lego set, rightfully so. Well, the Lego setup is even more impressive than I thought. We got a full-on yard back here, along with a, looks like a CSX Jeep. And on the River City 3-railers, we have a festive NS coal train. on the other River City 3 railer, we have a couple of switchers running. And check out this new module over here on the HO. Well, it's new to me at least. I've never seen it before. A little bit of an army base. Look at this. 45 tonner running back and forth with the searchlight car. Check this out. Watch, it'll hit the bump. Yep. That is pretty sweet.
One track is offset. One goes red is going until 8:30 or until.
All right, well, it's about 1:45 right now, a huge time jump. Had an needed grub break, went around, saw some other trains, messed around in the yard a little bit more off camera here, but we finally have our last ship for our road train that we're gonna run. Not the NS one, that's gonna be a different one, hopefully run that tomorrow at this point. But we have Rapido CN-8 cow unit. We have the UP CNW patch along with two CEFX. They're supposed to pretend like they're being towed somewhere, but they're both online. So all this is consistent together now, and we're going to be pulling out this cut of cars along with the new cut of potash cars, potash, however you want to call it. Put those on the rear, have my EOT on the back. So yeah, let's go ahead and try and attempt to pull this out. Alright, now just go slow. He's good, just go slow. It's fine.
Handed on that line.
Yeah, this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Track in the middle. What the?
That's some use.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it isn't.
It's useful if somebody's trying to stop it.
And also, it's one of those things where
we have passengers.
it's also one of those things where sometimes this person over here decides and this person over here decides.
Yeah, I was one of those too. I just realized there was something I forgot to grab the camera because Steve was going to take pictures potentially for the next museum. But we got 2 minutes.
I'd like to get into the tractor museum. They've got some bylaws. I know people like. There's some bylaws that if taken 100%, they own everything that you own, and can take it at any minute. And I don't like that. Yeah. Someone's coming out of the side in front of you. Coming out of the side. Huh? Okay. So that's what
Well, I can't believe we made it. Well, we almost made it with no issues. But yeah, we're pulling on into Hilltop Yard. I'm actually probably not going to end up putting all this stuff away. I'm probably going to leave most of it out because, like I said, I only brought mixed freight. So I'll be running another iteration of this train tomorrow. Probably do some more switching like I did this morning. That's going to do it for today. Today was a pretty good day. It was kind of slow in the morning, kind of picked up in the afternoon when I started running my own train. Didn't really get to walk around the other layouts as much as I wanted to, but hopefully we'll change that for tomorrow. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. So as always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.